Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Elite Academy. So today we have taken a question from basic science. So UPSC has been asking questions from basic science. We have seen it in CSE Prelims 2020 and 2021 as well. So if you are thorough and well versed with the NCERTs, if you have revised them from class 6 to class 12, then you can easily manage these basic questions. Okay, for example, we have this question in front of us. This was asked by UPSC in a very recent exam. This is about methanoic acid is normally found in muscles, urine, intestines, human brain. So we will discuss about it. Also, in the same exam, this question was also asked, which was about which of the following mineral acid is found in human stomach. So it is A, hydrochloric acid, B, lactic acid, uric acid, methanoic acid. So you can see that the questions are around the basic chemical composition of be it of muscles, urine, intestines, human brain, or where all we can find them, and that too it is something from our surrounding which we should have knowledge of. And from my experience, I'm telling you that UPSC is very fond of these questions because they give two sets of column. In one column they will give like this, okay, and that this acid, and then they will ask us to either match the following or something, or some acid will be there in news, or some chemical composition will be there in news with respect to Maggie row, or for that matter bread related issues were there in news. So they will ask such questions as a statement in the exam, so we have to be very thorough with it. Okay, we will start our discussion and then we will proceed accordingly. We will cover the items, edible items, and we will try to understand the chemical components, or especially the acidic components of the food items. Then we have covered the bodily fluids and we will try to understand their chemical nature, and also with respect to animals, with respect to chicken, with respect to cow, with respect to fish, with respect to ant. So we have covered the chemical components which we should know, and especially which UPSC is asking in exams. Some or the other form they are asking. So sometimes they are giving match the following and asking, sometimes it was in news and that's why they are asking. So the idea is that be ready, because these types of questions, they are very basic and we should not do any kind of mistake there. Okay, so do revise your basic concepts of science from NCERTs, and definitely with respect to science and technology aspect, that is applied aspect of the technology which you should know of science, that you have to cover from current affairs. Okay, so let's start the discussion. Now, before we proceed, I want all of you to get familiarized with the pH level or the pH scale of the different commodities which we see in day-to-day life, or it's there around us, and we don't know whether they are of basic nature or they are acidic in nature. So starting with water. So water is having pH scale value of 7, which is neutral in nature. Okay, and going ahead, if we see the commodities like blood, so blood is, yes, basic in nature. The tablets which we use in order to reduce the acidity in the stomach, so on a pH scale of 10, they are alkaline in nature. Soap, their value is 12, so they are alkaline in nature. Be it bleaching agents or the drain cleaners, they have the pH scale value around 13 and 14, so they are alkaline in nature. They are highly alkaline in nature, so we should know that they are basic. Baking soda, for that matter, its pH value is 9, so they are alkaline in nature. It's basic. Okay, coming to the commodities given here, milk is acidic in nature, coffee is acidic in nature, tomato, vinegar, lemon, citric acid, we know about it. Stomach, the question itself was asking about which acid is found in human stomach, so we will discuss about it. So we have developed this understanding, or we have familiarized ourselves with this general understanding about the commodities which are there in our surrounding, whether they are acidic or they are basic in nature. Let's discuss it further. Okay, this image I have kept especially because we have discussed most of the things. So here you can see if water, again, pH value is 7 only, and if you will analyze it, banana and apple, they are also acidic in nature. So they are acidic in nature. Some don't get confused that they are sweet, so they are not acidic, they are basic. Sometimes UPSC can confuse us by asking these questions. We will discuss in detail about all the edible items. So starting with edible items, next we have here is tamarind. So tamarind is being used, we use it in our day-to-day basis. We have our school life or college life memories about eating tamarind outside the school. Otherwise, in southern part of the country, it is heavily used in rasam, sambar and other chutney and other things. So tamarind has an element of tartaric acid. So UPSC has been giving it as a match the following. Okay. Next is tomato. So we consume tomato on daily basis. It contains oxalic acid. Yes, oxalic. So remember, O is like tomato. So tomato and oxalic acid, they go together. Next is apple. Apple we eat in our day-to-day life, and in Latin, the apple is called as malum. So it derives its name malum from Latin origin. So apple contains malic acid. Yes. So remember that this way. Next is, while chopping onion, we all definitely we start crying whenever we cut the onion. Why? Because while chopping onion, cells inside the onion are broken and the gas that comes out forms sulfonic acid. So we have sulfonic acid in the onion. Okay, so this way you should remember the acid component or the chemical component of the these are the major chemical components of the commodities whichever we are discussing. Next we have is milk. So definitely we all are fond of milk and we drink milk, and different products are made up of milk. So milk contains an element of lactic acid. So you can remember it this way, that okay, we have lactometer in order to detect the purity of the milk. So we use lactometer. So the name is coming from lactic acid. Then lemon and oranges, during COVID time, it has become very popular. It contains citric acid, and it is a very good source of vitamin C. And here I want to tell you another information, that is that vitamin B and vitamin C, they are water soluble. Rest of the vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, D is source for, we know that we get it from sunlight. It is very important for our bones. Vitamin K is very important for the clotting of the blood. And the vitamin A, D, K, they are fat soluble. They are not water soluble. So it is said often, whenever you will go visit the doctors, they will ask us to consume more of vitamin B and C because it is water soluble. We drink water, or it will be flushed out of our body through urine and through sweat. Okay, so we need to consume these vitamin C sources of vitamin C often, so that our body will have sufficient amount of vitamin C to fight back, and it aids our immune system. Okay, that's why it is recommended. Then grapes contains tartaric acid. Yes, so imli or tamarind, so it is coming from there. Malic, it is coming from apple, and it contains a small extent of citric acid. Okay, so in grapes you will find all the taste. Okay, so majority is grapes, tartaric acid. So that is the principal amount found in the grapes. Okay, next is banana. Yes, so ripe banana will have the elements of malic acid. Bananas have a pH about on the pH scale they will fall on number 5, but that's why they are mildly acidic, but they are close to neutral. Okay, and one of the important thing which we should know is that banana is very important source of potassium. That's why it is said that in order to get the good source of potassium, we should eat bananas. Okay, next, in our day-to-day life we use a lot of vinegar, and that is especially in Chinese food we eat it. And traditionally, this vinegar was used as the food preservative. Today also we use it as a food preservative because it kills microbes by providing acidic environment. So acetic acid is the major component of the vinegar. Next is baking soda. So baking soda is one of the ingredient in our food, and it will be there in our kitchen. Baking soda is not acidic, so it is alkaline in nature, right? And sometimes you get the pungent smell whenever you see or whenever you come across a rotten egg. So that pungent smell is because of hydrogen sulfide, H2S. Why are we discussing this? Because I have observed, based on my experiences, I have collected all these information from different exams and from my experiences. UPSC has been asking this, okay, this pungent smell is why. So sometimes they will give it as a statement, or sometimes they will ask us to match it. So we have to be familiar, we have to be thorough. So this is about hydrogen sulfide. And also whenever you are coming across or you are passing somewhere, let's say landfill is there, or garbage has been collected and people have thrown garbage, it is on in the corner of the road, it is some pungent smell is coming. So that is also because of hydrogen sulfide. Okay, next we will discuss about ripening of the fruits. So banana ripens. This is banana ripeness chart. Why banana is turning from green to yellow? Why? Because what is responsible? So UPSC has asked previously a lot of times about this. So ethylene gas is responsible for the ripening of the fruits, and it is a gas produced by plants, and it is also known as ripening hormone, which stimulates the fruit ripening. Nowadays refrigerators are coming up with a technology which it is said that the refrigerator will keep your fruits and vegetables fresh. Why? Because they are absorbing the ethylene gas which will be released by the bananas or released by the fruits and vegetables. So it reduces, or it puts a check on their aging, and thus it increases the refrigerator. They are increasing the shelf life of the commodities, especially the vegetables and the fruits, by absorbing the ethylene gas, right? Okay, next chemical which I want to discuss is very infamous. You must have come across it, the calcium carbide. So calcium carbide has a toxic impact and it is carcinogenic in nature, and calcium carbide was heavily used for the ripening of the mangoes. Okay, so it is artificial ripening. It is a process of artificial ripening. Calcium carbide in powder format, it is used, it is applied on the mango, and then it will ripen. How it works? Calcium carbide, it upon reaction with water, it generates gas, acetylene gas, which along with the gas ethylene, which is produced by the within the fruit itself, they act as fruit ripening. They aid in fruit ripening. Thus the overall process of ripening will increase, or it will hasten the process of ripening. That's why it was used. But scientists found that, okay, this is very toxic in nature, it is carcinogenic in nature, and that is not at all healthy. So now it is a punishable offense if somebody is using calcium carbide in order to hasten the process of ripening or for artificial ripening. So no more it is allowed. However, it was not allowed, but people found a way, and yeah, we know how this adulteration works. So this is about calcium carbide. Now we will discuss about the bodily fluid or body related acids. So here you can see on the screen it is written saliva is neutral. So saliva is basically it is 99% it is made up of water. So mostly it is water only, and 1% of the saliva consists of, or it contains digestive enzymes like uric acid, electrolytes, mucus forming proteins and cholesterols, and it is acidic in nature because the acidic variation is from the pH of the saliva varies from 6.7 to 7.4. So relatively it is neutral. However, it is acidic in nature because the digestion process of the food starts right from our mouth only. So saliva is acidic in nature because there will be variations from 6.7 to 7.4, but relatively it is neutral. As you can see, skin is slightly acidic, that is at somewhere pH around 5.5. This helps in preventing the bacterial growth. Okay, stomach contains acid called hydrochloric acid. On the right hand side you can see on the top corner it is written stomach contains acid called hydrochloric acid. Small intestines, they contain alkaline fluid. So this is a general understanding. Now we will discuss about some bodily fluids in detail. So we have saliva. Saliva is, we have discussed. So blood is basic, that is also we have discussed. And whenever you are covering blood, do cover about hemoglobin, blood clotting, for example, which vitamin is important for clotting of the blood. So that is vitamin K. Hemoglobin contains the element, what element? So it contains ferrous element because of for the binding of the oxygen. Okay, so that way they go in detail. Yes, UPSC has been asking all these questions, so be very thorough with these concepts. Sweat, our sweating, when we sweat, we release sodium chloride, so it is a form of salt. Urine will have uric acid. Stomach, we just now we saw that it has hydrochloric acid. Liver releases bile juice for digestion purpose. And muscle cramps, yes, so this question has been also asked by UPSC again and again, that whenever we are having muscle cramps, why do we get muscle cramps? So muscle cramps will be there whenever after exercise we feel pain. That is because lactic acid will be not broken down in our muscles. So that's why it is said that we should breathe while doing the exercise, or whenever we take hot water bath, that we will feel some relaxation. Why? Because then lactic acid will be broken and oxygen circulation will increase within the body, and because of that increased circulation, lactic acid will be broken. Okay, so this was the information related to bodily fluids. Okay, and next we will discuss. Now starting with the information related to animals. So whenever ants or the hornets, they will sting or they will bite us, it is called as a sting only. So ants sting or the hornets sting, they release formic acid, or they are also known as methanoic acid. So sometimes UPSC gives formic acid, sometimes they will give methanoic acid to confuse us. So we feel pain or the swelling will be there in the body because body reacts and they isolate that formic acid or methanoic acid. The pain will be because of this. So because of ants sting or the hornets sting, they release formic acid when they sting. So because of that, we get that pain. Also with respect to animals, another information is that oxytocin is used in dairy animals, which has harmful effects. So basically cows. So many times we have come across about the use of oxytocin in dairy farm. So these oxytocins, they are also known as love hormone, because they help in the delivery of the babies, and they are naturally released in the body of the mother, basically to induce the labor pain, contraction of muscles of the womb, and it also helps or stimulates the release of milk in mothers. But however, nowadays, in order to increase the milk content or the secretion of milk, we are artificially injecting oxytocin in the cows or buffaloes. So that is harmful. Okay, so this is one chemical which we should know. Since next one is formalin. So formalin was in news because formalin, a chemical formaldehyde in water, is a common adulterant which is used by the fishermen community for the storage of the or the increasing the shelf life of the fish. Okay, and there is increasing use of formalin in freshwater fish, and that is harmful, and it has its impact on human body. So this was also in news. So whenever such chemical components or chemical names are coming and they are asking us to match it, then we should remember it. Don't go by the face value that okay, this was in news long back. UPSC can ask anything. Okay, so we should be always ready. Also with respect to the poultry sector, we have another news, that is colistin. So colistin has been used across continents, and basically the purpose was to improve the intense farming practices of multiple species, including swines or bovine or the poultry. But it has its own problem, because now colistin is being used as a growth promoter in many countries like developing countries like India, China, Vietnam. So this is being injected artificially in the hens, chicken, so that their growth will be exponential. Okay, so but that is harmful. So this is the information related to whatever we have discussed related to edible items, related to bodily fluids, or related to animals. So these are the chemicals which we should be aware of, and UPSC can either ask as match the following, or they can give it as a statement. Now we will discuss the question in detail. So the question with which we started the discussion was, methanoic acid is normally found in. So now we have our answer. Muscles. Why in muscles the cramps will be there? Because of lactic acid. In urine we find uric acid. Ant stings we will find what? The methanoic acid or the formic acid. So the answer of this question is methanoic acid. Okay. In human brain we find sialic acid. That is the component of human brain. Okay. Next, we have the question, the second question, which of the following mineral acid is found in human stomach? So there we know the answer. The answer is hydrochloric acid. We have discussed it. Lactic acid will be found in the milk, or as whenever we are having muscle cramps. Uric acid will be found, we get them, or it will be present in urine. Methanoic acid or the formic acid will be there in ant or hornets stings. Okay, so these are the information which I wanted to discuss with the help of this two questions. Basically, the chemicals are getting attention of UPSC, because last year also one chemical was asked by UPSC was bisphenols or PVC plastics they have asked. So basically these chemicals, they are polluting, and they have become the agent of they are becoming pollutants, and we are extensively using on in day-to-day life, be in cosmetics or in food items or anywhere. The usage of chemical has increased, and recently European Commission has announced a new restriction roadmap according to which 12,000 chemicals could be soon banned in the continent, that is Europe. And basically the scientists have been found that chemical pollution has crossed the planetary boundary, and thus it is affecting the Earth's stability. And we are already seeing climate change, we are already seeing the loss of biosphere integrity or change in land system, altered biogeochemical cycles. Okay, so nowadays people are the controllers, the regulators, they are working on how shall we reduce the chemicals or their impact in flame retardants or bisphenol or PVC, which are linked to cancers, which are linked to hormonal disruption or other illnesses. So that was the purpose, that we should become alert, because everything is coming from our surrounding and it has impact on our health. So be very alert and learn them with curiosity. Okay, so all the best. We will meet in another video tomorrow. Take care and bye-bye. And yes, hope you all have gone through the videos related to the yesterday video which was released with respect to how to tackle your fear and distraction. So go through it if you are having any problem with respect to distraction or fear of the upcoming exam. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.